Hello friends, this is Shank and I welcome you in my today's talk. Today I will be speaking on the matter that is ongoing between India and China RIT. And in the second part of my video, I will be speaking more in details what India should have done and what our armed forces should have done over all these years. But I will first touch upon few important points on Jammu and Kashmir state's history because I know that perhaps all of you have heard the history of J&K through various discussion by the experts like Sushil Pandit, Rizwan Ahmed, Tariq Fateh Saab, and many others guys. But I still would like to quickly mention few important points just as an introduction for my second part of the video, which is the present situation between India and China. First of all, at the verge of our liberty from England, there were certain things were going on in Kashmir. First of all, we need to remember that the first Governor General of India was none but Lord Mountbatten. And Nehru was taking care of the foreign affairs, and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, as you may know, he was busy with integrating several princely state. So he was taking care of the internal affairs, and Jawaharlal Nehru was mainly busy on external affairs at that time. Now, immediately after 15th August, Indian intelligence knew that Mr. Jinnah and or Pak army would make an adventure on Kashmir. Even though at that time Hari Singh had the standstill agreement with Mr. Jinnah or with Pakistan. But what our intelligence news that there might be a Pakistani incursion in state of J&K. In the meanwhile, Gilgit-Baltistan was leased by Hari Singh to British government, and Hari Singh also sent his Colonel Gantara Singh there. And Major Brown, you may know that he actually made a coup and he arrested Gantara Singh. And then he invited Pakistan, or at that time Pakistan Governor General was Mr. Jinnah, to take over or to take Gilgit and Baltistan. In the meanwhile, while Pak armies in civilian dressing like Pashtuns, they tried to invade in lower part of Kashmir through several points and to finally come to Srinagar. At that time, Hari Singh was sending requests to Jawaharlal Nehru to send the troops immediately to counter this attack on his state by this Qawwali, or actually they were not Qawwalis, they were mainly the Punjab and Pashtun regiment army guys in civil dress, and there were some Qawwalis were involved, but they were mainly taking care of the logistics and carrying weapons and stuff like that. But it is actually Lord Mountbatten who was persuading Nehru that he can't send Indian army to state of J&K unless and until Hari Singh would sign the accession treaty to be a part of India. So I guess you knew it, but the twist of the story is that Lord Mountbatten was waiting that Gilgit and Baltistan will be already handed over via Major Brown to Pakistan. And in this turmoil, then finally, Hari Singh was forced to come to Jammu from Srinagar, and then finally he signed the accession treaty for the whole state of Jammu and Kashmir. That the whole area, meaning Jammu, Kashmir, then Gilgit, Baltistan, Muzaffarabad, Mirpur, then in the east side, Ladakh, Upper Ladakh region, and then there was another problem. The another problem was that there was no direct road via Punjab, the Punjab which left in India, the East Punjab. So the road was via actually then Pakistan region and entering to Jammu. So India then had to airlift the soldier, and they were, I mean, our soldiers were fighting valiantly, and they almost pushed those Pakistani occupying force towards Muzaffarabad, Baramulla, and really to the west. And in the meanwhile, again, Lord Mountbatten, actually, people uh, a bit misunderstands Nehru's role. He did not want uh, to take the Jammu Kashmir case to UN, but it was actually the Governor General, the first Governor General, Lord Mountbatten, who persuaded, because he was playing from both sides. Like there's a chess, and sometimes the chess player practice a pseudo game that I am playing both black and white side. So he was really trying that Jammu Kashmir state will remain like a conflict zone. Um, so what really happened that even though Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was very close to Mountbatten rather than Jawaharlal Nehru, but since Mountbatten was the Governor General to India at that time, Nehru had no other chance but to take the Kashmir issue to UN for a plebiscite. Now, the another twist of the matter is that Pakistan actually did not agree on plebiscite, which many Pakistani guys, like I mean the journalists who come to debates with India, I mean Indian channels, they all often talk about plebiscite. But if they would know, then the truth is that in UN, Pakistan did not agree plebiscite, and who was behind it? Again, Lord Mountbatten was behind it. He just wanted to leave that state an unresolved conflict zone for years to come, because of the strategic value, because that region touches narrowly Tajikistan, which was back then already the part of Soviet Union, and then a narrow strike connecting to Afghanistan. While Britain already knew that Afghanistan was quite close to communist people from Russia. So at that time, Pakistan is the one who actually refused plebiscite, and I know in the debates when these questions are raised by Pakistanis, why India does not fulfill UN uh, resolution. They are so stupid and they're so misinformed about two things: that it is their representative who said that they do not agree with plebiscite, because at that time, if the plebiscite would have happened, then Pakistan would lose the whole J and K, because because of the influence of Sheikh Abdullah. And another thing you must know that when Indian National Army, which was encroaching from eastern side, led by Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, in Gilgit, already there was a rift between the Indian soldiers and the British soldiers. So Gilgit was, I mean, the people in Gilgit was very much in favor to be a part of India, and Pakistan knew that at that time. So did Mountbatten. So Mountbatten made Jawaharlal Nehru go to UN. At the same time, he advised Jinnah to not to implement the UN resolution. And another point, I said there are 2 points. Another point is that UN resolution on Kashmir is actually a closed chapter. If you go to the website and read about it, it is a closed chapter. And unfortunately, I was hearing some months back when Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary was talking about it is still an international case. He is such an illiterate person. I'm sorry to say, he and I both belong to West Bengal. He is such an illiterate person who is sitting as an opposition leader in Indian Parliament, didn't read the UN resolution on Kashmir. So, and after Simla agreement, Simla Accord happened, then the case is completely closed. I mean, then there was even a stamp that it is fully closed. Already it was closed because perhaps you know that every case has a certain duration. After that duration, the case is dead. Yes, you can reopen the case, filing a new lawsuit, but the old lawsuit is dead, and Simla accorded fully stamped on it.